Look here, this is Blacklight. We are in serious times where black people should be in full alert. Shouldn't be walking around here asleep. We got too many distractions. So it is my duty as an elder to point out your distractions, what's real and not real, and to make you aware. Here we got young Pharaoh. Uh, the only beef I have with young Pharaoh is that he's distracting our people from the government and the things that they are doing. See, when I was around his age, in the 60s, we had the Black Panthers and all these different movements, FOI, Nation of Islam, we were challenging the government, you know. But young Pharaoh, he's blending in with the government, you know. Now he's suing different brothers for the things that was done to him. Well, I don't blame him for that. That's one way to get his money back. But then nobody twist his arm and tell him to be a sucker and get with Polight or whatever in the beginning. Let me tell you about the con game. My grandfather was a con artist, and it ultimately killed him. He used to load dice and do a whole lot of things, and one guy caught him with some loaded dice and cut him in the gut. It didn't kill him right away, but the doctor told him not to eat gaseous food because it messed up his intestines. And one day he cooked him some beans, blew his stomach out, and he died. See, the con game is a game where you only could use it on dishonest people. Yeah, greedy people. You know. See, you can't use it on somebody that's not, if you're not greedy and you're not dishonest, you can't be con. You can't be a sucker. Sucker, that word sucker, where did it come from? Comes from, it could come from a baby sucking on his mother's breast for milk, you know. A fish, they call a sucker fish, you know, because see, a sucker fish, how you catch fishes? With bait. You know, you catch fishes with bait, and by using a worm or artificial object, you cast it in, put it on your hook and cast it in the water. Fish goes for it, and he bites into it because the fish is hungry, and he sees something he want to eat and he eat it. That's how suckers are born. They say a sucker is born every day. Black people are so gullible to Uncle Sam and the government that he done ran game on the black people for coming here in America. He's sucking them into being slaves. They call that tricknology. That's another word for being a sucker. Tricknology or psychology. He ran psych on us, and then he always psyching on us to love him. He could piss in our face and call it rain, but we gonna love him to death. He's murdering us, with all types of disease. Now they say the corona. My little grandson came up here. Said he looked on the internet and seen that the coronavirus only affects Chinese people and Caucasians. Well, that might be true, but it was designed in the laboratories of some wicked Caucasian scientists. And don't worry, they got a disease for black people, Ebola, smallpox for Indians and black people. They're weakening our immune system by having us stressed out, eating stressful food, doing stressful things. So this brother here, could he be a distraction from what the government is doing to us by keeping y'all young brothers and sisters, especially the women, that are personality worshippers, distracted from what the government is doing? Now he said he's not a pro-black or pro-white. He's pro-righteousness. What has the government, when you do your research, how did the government acquire this land? Through murder, wars, and technology. And he's still doing it today. So y'all say, well, Donald Trump, we don't like Donald Trump. Well, how did Donald Trump get in there? Who put him in the office? Is he going to win this election? He already got brothers campaigning for him. The political system is a pile of tricks. A pile of tricks. Politics is a pile of tricks. They call this the United Snakes of America. Trump even told you that the news is fake. They designed the news to keep you distracted. So in the ring, you got to protect yourself at all times. And this is what I'm trying to get across to you. Now, it could be two things that drive young Pharaoh. Money, because he's very ambitious, or he was given an assignment to lead the young brothers and sisters away, like the Pied Piper. Like the Pied Piper led the children out the city. Well, he has a whole bunch of hits, and he wants to pay Black Polight to fight. Both of them will get a benefit off of that if he take the challenge up. And it could be fixed. It could be fixed fights. They fix fights. So we don't know whether or not this is a rigged setup or not, because both of them came off of Sinetta, and Sinetta provided them a platform, and we don't know really who's conning who. So we got too much happening in the black community. Brothers is getting assassinated, and they're trying to cover up Nipsey Hussle. The latest. What about the Eric Holder? What about his trial? You haven't heard nothing about it. What's going on with that? Trial supposed to come up pretty soon, and no one is posting it up, and no one they hiding him. So they wants to remember Epstein, the sex trafficker. He came up dead. They suspect that's foul play in that. And people trying to say Kobe Bryant, something's wrong with that scene. But in the meantime, they got this coronavirus. They want to go to war with Iran. They want you to vote. And they saying that Trump, them trials that Trump had was corrupt. And the only reason why they can be corrupt and get away with it is because half our people have larceny in their heart. They corrupt. They was brought up to be corrupt by their white slave master. They think if you're righteous, you're talking about you self-righteous. But righteous only means justice. That's all it means. It don't mean that you're walking around here thinking you're perfect. It means that you lean towards me. You want to have justice. The only way you're going to get justice in this snake pit is to fight for it. And you got to protect yourself at all times. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust your brother, and you can't trust the enemy. How do you judge which one is righteous and which one is corrupt? You judge a fruit by the tree, and judge the tree by the roots. And this is black light. Action speaks louder than words. This is black light. Stay tight.